Welcome back to Create, Connect, Repeat. Today we're talking about how you can get a record deal. So number one, I know this is going to sound a little bit cart before the horse, but you have to start making albums. You have to have a track record. You got to have some things under your belt before anybody's really going to be able to invest in you and invest in your music. So start creating, whether it's just small projects, an EP, some video content. You have to get your music out into the world. It's so easy now to get your music on Spotify and iTunes and Apple Music, and to just even post it on SoundCloud and get it out to the world. So start making music and start posting as much as you can of your best stuff that you can. So that goes hand in hand with number two, which is to create content, to create videos, to create these remixes. You need to be putting stuff out into the world that represents you as an artist, that represents your music, and you have to keep on doing it week after week after week, month after month, year after year. It's a long process, so don't get impatient. If you're making great music, you're gonna get noticed. It's just gonna take a little bit longer than sometimes we want it to. Number three, push yourself harder than everybody else. If your friends are practicing all the time, you need to be practicing all the time. You need to think about the people that are in the other cities that you're not in. You need to be thinking about what everyone else is doing. You need to think about how you are going to rise above all the hard work that all these people are doing. You should be writing music, you should be playing gigs, and you need to create this reputation for yourself within your local community, which translates into a national community or an international community, so that people can get to know you and get to know your music. So push yourself harder than everybody else that you know. Number four, generate an audience. I know you're thinking, well, I want to get a record deal so I can put a record out so I can get an audience. Well, you can connect with people one person at a time. You can be playing gigs, you can be posting videos of you practicing, you can be posting videos of clips of your tune, documenting the process. You got to reach people one at a time. You have to go out and play gigs where you're not making a ton of money. You have to go out and play for the love of the music. You have to go out and develop the audience. Every email address that you get down, every person that buys a ticket to your show is someone you can get into your circle, and this gets to be part of your audience, so that when you go to a record label and they see that you have an audience, they're going to be more likely to be able to engage that audience and drive the economics that are going to allow you to have a fruitful relationship with that label. Number five, this goes hand in hand with everything that we've talked about. You have to give people a reason to want to invest in you. What I mean is you and your music together. If you have any interest in like tech startups and business, you learn quickly that most investors, they don't invest in only the business idea. They invest in the founder. They invest in the person that came up with the idea in the first place. And the same thing is true of labels. They believe in you and your music, but it's also about you. It's also about your ideas. It's also about how hard you work. It's also about how you put yourself out there. It's also about how you communicate on all platforms, whether social or written word, email, text messages, on the phone, on interviews. All of that stuff goes into one package, and that's what people are judging you on. So you have to give someone a reason to want to invest in you and your music. Your music, unfortunately, does not always speak for itself. There's so much music out there. We have to create a reason for someone to want to invest in us as opposed to anybody else. And all of these lead right into one another. That leads me to number six. It's not just about talent. Talent is only going to get you so far. You have to be working on your craft. You have to be working on your music. The first tunes that you ever write are probably not going to be the best ones. You might need to write 100 songs before you get one that's a really great one. So maybe to get 10 tunes, you got to write 300, 400, 500 songs to just get the process moving. Maybe you don't ever use some of them, but you have to work hard and kind of push through and realize that the talent, the natural gifts that you have, are only one part of what's going to make you successful in your career. Number seven, this is a biggie, is be patient. I'm not always good at this either, but be patient. Sometimes you have to forego a label to get your music rolling out there into the world, because they have their own schedules. We at Outside of Music, we have our schedules. Certain albums are already booked in certain months, and certain publicists are already booked in certain months, and it kind of ties you into a schedule. And things are booked way out in advance. Just today, when I'm recording this in January of 2018, I'm booking releases that are happening at the end of the year and into 2019 already, and it's just 2018. Be patient, be working on your projects constantly so that you're not waiting around for something to happen. Create opportunities for yourself so that the labels start to notice how you are making a scene for yourself, whether they can work with you or not. Number 8, don't wait for permission. No one's gonna tell you it's finally okay for you to write your own music. Nobody's going to tell you it's okay for you to make your own recording. There used to be all of the gatekeepers of these labels that would give you the opportunities to go and record. But now you can pick up your cell phone, go on Instagram, and make your own music videos in a snap. And if you're talented, if you're working hard, people are going to notice. You got to use best practices on social media so that people can discover you. But if you're doing it for 2, 3, 4 years all the time, every week, and making it happen, eventually you're going to reach that place where you want to be. So you have to have that long-term, long-range vision of where you want to go. If you didn't catch 2 weeks ago where I was talking about goals, this is exactly what I mean. You have to have this long-range vision. We have to know where we're headed, and we have to come up with a plan of how we're going to get there. And number 9, I kind of like this one. This is my favorite one. Just start. You don't need a record deal. It's 2018. You can go direct to fans. You don't need any middleman to give you permission. You don't need any middleman to set you up with equipment. You can go find a studio that's in your budget. Find a band of colleagues that you'll be able to afford, but you have to get started. You have to not wait for permission, and you have to just go. And as you draw more people into your circle, that's going to draw the labels in. That's going to draw the attention of the people you're trying to reach right now. So be patient. Don't wait for anyone to give you permission. I can't wait to hear what you guys are working on. Put links to some of your projects below. I want to hear what you guys are doing. I really appreciate you being here for Create, Connect, Repeat. I know this was a long episode, but we'll be right back here next week.